Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Piano Lesson. And this is a new drama coming your way based off of an August Wilson play, which this is now the third film that Wilson's plays have produced from Denzel Washington, who produced this film, which was co-written and directed by his son Malcolm Washington, starring his other son, John David Washington. And this tells the story of the Charles family in this post-Depression era and really focuses on the legacy of this family and how this family came to this point in front of us. And I feel like I have to get one thing out of the way because it seems like a lot of people disagree or felt differently about this in terms of one particular aspect of this film. I'm really struggling to buy John David Washington as a really effective and compelling actor. I feel like so many performers in this film really are able to strike a chord in terms of the authenticity of the time, the accent, and all that, and the energy that they're bringing to their performances and really bringing Wilson's work to life. I'm not buying it very well from John David Washington in this film, and he's such a big piece to this. And that was one of the biggest frustrations for me, just like every time I felt like he was acting. And I could tell that he was putting on an accent, he was putting on a performance. There's a big difference between performing and putting on a performance, and I think that's one of the biggest struggles for me with this film. I also feel like it feels limited in terms of its scope, in terms of how it's brought to life, and it feels really restrictive to like we are watching a play on screen. And that's a hard thing to be able to like take that leap over and take that step over. I do feel like Malcolm Washington did a really great job of directing this film. I think from a technical standpoint, this really hits. There's a richness to this. There's an impact. Alexandre Desplat does the score for this, and, you know, he's just a gem. And the music works. Mike Giolakis, who is the cinematographer, there's a richness and a textured feel to this film, and you really do capture just that richness of life in this context. And overall, I just think the technical expertise that went into this film is really impactful. I do think that the rest of the cast is quite impressive. You have Danielle Deadwyler, who really should have had an Oscar nomination already for Till, but she just delivers such a powerful performance. Whenever she's on screen, she's hooking you, pulling you right in. Samuel L. Jackson, there is one particular sequence where he tells the legacy of this piano with all of its carvings in it and everything, and it's one of those moments where you're just thinking, like, I cannot think of many actors who I'd rather have more tell me a story than Samuel L. Jackson, and he just sells it so perfectly. Ray Fisher, Corey Hawkins, I think both give some really fine performances here. Michael Potts, I think, is really a standout in when he comes in. There's some musical moments in this film that really hit, and there's one particular where he kind of takes lead, and you just feel the raw emotion and the impact of their performances. And that's something really powerful about this film and how music fits into all of this. And sure, I think the story and the production is a little limited based off of how much of a play this really is, but mostly strong performances, some strong technical aspects, and specific sequences in this that really do pop on screen make this a compelling experience and a compelling film worth watching. Now, it might not hit the heights and expectations that many have for it, including myself, but it still has its merits and still delivers something affecting and worth experiencing. In this film, 2 hours, 7 minutes, it's right there on Netflix, so you could just watch it from there. But those are my thoughts on the piano lesson. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.